shelf.
What is community service? Community service is work that helps the community all around. It could be anything from raking leaves to washing a neighbor's car.
Reasons for community service. The reason why I think community service is important, because if you're like raking leaves for a neighbor, maybe that could help them if they have like a physical disability, and they don't have to worry about maybe harming themselves, just trying to do a simple task. And then community service can also improve collaboration and cooperation skills, and then that can also help people work together easier, and even be a way to find friends.
So we are doing this to fundraise for the Westonka Food Shelf. In Minnesota alone, there are about 508,000 people who are struggling with hunger issues, and 167,000 of those people are children. What we are hoping to do is get more volunteers and more donations for the Westonka Food Shelf.
We are hoping to help the Westonka Food Shelf continuously supply 600,000 pounds of food annually, which is what they are doing currently, and we want to help them maintain being able to do that.
So our first fundraising idea is we're going to be selling signs for $10 to $15, and because the Westonka Food Shelf is sending the money to us, we can donate every single penny that we make from selling the signs directly back to them. And each of the signs will say, "I sponsored the Westonka Food Shelf," with their logo.
Okay, so we can have schools help advertise the lawn signs by having them send emails out to students and parents, and then also having making an announcement on that people can help donate to the food shelf and help volunteer.
So another way we can do fundraising is we can sell t-shirts, and then as we're selling them, it'll cost $10 to make them for basically the website that we are using, and then we're planning on selling them for $20 so we can donate half of it to the Westonka Food Shelf, and then keep making more shirts so we can just keep having shirts and money for the Westonka Food Shelf.
So if we had a budget of $2,000, we would instantly donate 50% of it straight to the food shelf, and then we'd use 25% of it to make lawn signs, and the other 25% of it we would use to start making t-shirts.
We've been in contact with the Westonka Food Shelf for sending them emails. An example of this would be what the lawn signs would look like, or t-shirts, or something. And then we were doing this fundraiser to help the Westonka Food Shelf get money so they can kind of share it with the community.
That's it.
Thank you for your time.
Any questions?
Questions? We don't have any questions.
What is everybody's name? We have Caleb,
Caleb,
and then
Luke, Max, Andrew, Alex.
We forgot your name.
you might want to, it's great that you have Caleb's group, but you might want to have your names on there as well, just to...
To make it a little bit easier.
Well, you all ought to get credit, you know?
I guess my first question is, you had the graphic, the pie graph with 50% in profits and then 25% t-shirts, 25% lawn signs. Were those numbers you just decided on because it made your graph easy, or did you do any sort of surveys to see who would want a line sign or who would want a t-shirt or things like that?
kind of thought that we should just, if we had that much money to spend, we probably didn't need the entire 2,000 to just go to lawn signs or to t-shirts. Since those were our two fundraising ideas at the time, we decided to put half the money towards the food shelf just so they can get started. Well, not really just get started, but they can just spend that already. And then we can keep 25% for lawn signs, 25% for t-shirts, so we can use those to continuously keep selling them until we run out.
And did you have the cost of what the lawn signs were?
Yeah, they cost about 89 cents, but do we have that?
Yeah. I didn't see it in there, but they cost about 89 cents for 100 lawn signs, or $89 for 100 lawn signs.
So do you know how many people are in the food shelf service area that use the food shelf? Do you know that?
No, we do not. We could probably figure that out by contacting them.
See, I think it would be more effective if you could say there are 3,500 people, or there are 2,000 families that are within the food shelf service area that go to the West Tonka food shelf. That would mean more to me than you telling me that there are 100,000 people who are hungry. Follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay? So make it local.
I think one of the things that set out for me was that this is a very doable project today. You guys, if you get your startup money, you yourselves could undertake this project, and that's a great way to start when you're thinking about whether it's a social mission or a startup of a business or any sort of effort that is going to create jobs or create a community type of activity. You always want to start small. And you could take this idea, work with the food shelf, work with the city, work with collaborative partners, and you guys could do this. And you could sell t-shirts, and you could sell a sign. Who wouldn't want to put a sign up that says, I support the food shelf? And then, you know, I agree with Mr. Good. For me, what it hits home is the food shelf helps X number of people in and around the Mound West Tonka community, because that hits us home, and it tugs on the heartstrings, and it makes people want to support those organizations because they do a valuable service. But we always say give where you live and give where you work. And so I applaud your efforts to do something that actually is a real something, because I think it helps you grow with project management. I really liked your t-shirts and the lawn idea for the signs, because you want to promote those things. And so I'm very, very pleased with that. And there was something in your presentation, I wrote down Splashy Square. You were doing information, then it was popping up and going back, and that totally was eye-catching. So from an advertising media perspective, I thought that was really well done.
Another suggestion that I thought of too is even including like local businesses and doing like a vinyl decal or something they could display in their window saying that they're a supporter as well, because
Good idea.
they wouldn't have a space for a lawn sign and necessarily be able to wear the t-shirt at work or things like that. But just giving them some way to acknowledge that, yep, we support as well.
Like a bumper sticker or something?
So yeah, you can get like those little like clear stickers you can put right on your window. Yeah,
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stickers.
Yeah, or on the back of a car, you know, somebody could have that, just even smaller scale, if they don't necessarily have space for a lawn sign or a t-shirt.
Or like a pin would work.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. And then along with Sarah's having it local and David's idea on that, and getting statistics from the food shelf, I don't know if they can break it down for you too and say we've got 20% of the elderly in the surrounding area are hungry, like 50% of the kids, or you know, something like that is even more personal. If you can find out, you know, even kind of break it down to that even helps people want to donate more, I think.
Okay.
But you guys did a great job.
Yeah. I wrote one thing down that I want to share is I put great explanation for why we do community service. That was at the beginning of your
Yes, I wrote that too.
presentation, so, and a great group intro, so thank you. Great effort.